YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Reggie with the light, where I give you motivation, inspiration, encouragement, empowerment, and I give you a whole bunch of light. Welcome to another episode of Narrowminded. Today's episode is going to be about rejection and how rejection is actually your protection and is not meant for you to take in a negative way. Right? The divine uses rejection to protect you. The divine uses rejection to point you in the right direction. The divine uses rejection to build character. The divine uses rejection to thicken your skin, because the divine has a plan for your life, and it needs you to be, and sometimes it has to reject you from certain situations and certain circumstances, because it knows if it doesn't reject it, or if it doesn't block it, then you're going to go down the wrong path, and you're not going to go on your life's journey. You're not going to go on the life path that the divine has created for you. You know, everyone has talent, everyone has gifts, everyone has skills, everyone has something that the divine has given them and blessed them with. But you know, sometimes we get off track, sometimes we get off track, you know. So what the divine does is it uses rejection to steer us back on track, right? So that relationship that you've been coveting so bad, that you wanted so bad, and you've been giving 120%, and they're only giving you back 10%, you know, and it's messing with your self-esteem, it's messing with your self worth, you know, because rejection is not an easy thing to deal with. You know, rejection is like a Mike Tyson gut punch to your self-esteem, to your self-worth, to your ability. You know, you might think you're not good enough because you've been rejected in certain situations, but that's just not the case. The case is you're being protected from those situations. You're being protected from that relationship. That's not the person for you. You know, where you're going, where you're headed, where the divine wants you to go, your ultimate purpose, your ultimate goal, that's not the person for you. The divine has already created a person for you, and that's not the one. If you get with this person, it's going to be all hell broke loose. You're going to have karma. You're going to be in poverty. You're going to have low self-esteem. You're going to be going crazy because this person is not meant for you. This person is not made for you. You know, and this person is just a karmic lesson, and this person is just, you know, a narcissist that teaches that the divine sent to you to teach you to love yourself, to teach you what you don't want in a relationship, so you can know what you do want, because the divine has created this person for you, and everything that you do want after you figure out what you don't want, that's what this person is. So the divine had to reject you from that relationship. You know, the divine, yes, I know it hurted. Yes, I know it was painful. But at the end of the day, it had to happen in order to steer you in the right direction. You know, so, you know, for all my people out there that have been rejected in a relationship, or the relationship didn't work, or you're single and you can't seem to find the right person, that's because the divine is rejecting all of these people and all of these situations and all these circumstances because it's not for you. You know, and also the divine uses rejection to you know, make you become better. You know, sometimes you know, for instance, you have an audition or something. You have an audition, you go to the audition and you get rejected. Now you feel like this is not for you. This is not the path for you. No, that's not what it means all the time. What it means is you have to put more effort into it. You have to put more work into it. You have to become better at whatever you're trying to do. So the divine uses rejection to build character, so you can get over those obstacles in the future. So you can get over those obstacles in the present, right? So And so, you know, that audition you went to that you didn't get, it's because you wasn't ready for it, you know? Or or the divine could have been protecting you. You don't know who, the director of that movie, or the director of, or the person in charge of whatever you were doing might not have been a good person. The company might not be good. Just like, when you go to a job interview and you do good in a job interview and you got a great resume, but you don't get the job. The divine didn't want you to have that job, because the divine said this job is not for you. This job is going to drain you. This job is going to have you depressed. This job is going to have you waking up every day mad as hell. Like, why the fuck do I got to go to work today? I got to deal with these nagging supervisors, these nagging managers. I got to deal, it's the divine knows this is something that you're not going to like. And this is something that's going to pretty much put you on the wrong path, right? Because say if you get the job, right? And now you're stuck in a low paying job and you can't, advance. You can't move. The job has no upward mobility. You're just stuck. Now you done wasted 4 years of your life in this dead end job when you could have been going towards the path that the divine wanted you to go on. But this is going to be a lesson for you. If the divine doesn't reject it, it's going to be a lesson for you in order to build your character, in order to build your resilience, in order to build your muscle, in order to build, your resilience. And in order to, and also to know when something is not for you, to know that, no, this is not for me. I remember that I remember I had a job like this, and I remember how I felt. I'm not a 9-to-5 person. I'm not a sit in front of the desk in a cubicle all day person. I'm a person that needs to be outside. I'm a person that needs to be on the go. That's what fits me. That's what fits my personality. That's what fits my purpose, my soul, and it all aligns with me. So when you get rejected from that job, when you don't get that job that you coveted so bad, that's the divine protecting you. That's the divine protecting you from being in a dead end a job, right? That's just like when you go apply for a loan for a house and you don't get the loan, right? The divine is protecting you. The divine knew that the job that you're in right now, you hate that job. And the divine has been trying to get you out of that job. And the divine know that if you go get this loan and buy this house, the divine is not going to be able to take you out of the job, because you're going to have to pay for this house. You're going to have to pay for this mortgage, right? So, or the divine has a better house for you. The divine has a better house for a lower price with a better real estate agent, right? With a better loan company, right? This loan company that you're trying so hard to get this loan from is spiking up the interest rates. It's having you jump through hoops. It's having you do all this crazy stuff because they really don't want to give you the loan in the first place. And you don't want to get a loan from somebody that don't want to give you a loan in the first place, right? It's a partnership. So the divine is protecting you from a bad company, a bad loan company, and also that's not the house for you. Or it's not time for you to buy a house, because the divine got to get you out of that job that you've been in that you hate so much. So once you get out of that job and go in the right direction and get to where you need to go, then perfect timing. It's all about perfect timing and alignment. Now you'll be able to get that house, right? But the divine can't let you get that house right now, because if you do, you're going to be depressed, because you're going to be working in a job that you do not like. You're going to be working in a job that you're going to be losing your hair. You're going to be wanting to snap all the time. So it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? The divine is protecting you, right? Those family members that rejected you, the people out there that wasn't raised by their mother, wasn't raised by their father, that was raised by their grandparents, or that was raised by their aunt, and they're dealing with that rejection. They've been dealing with that rejection their whole life. Why didn't my parents want me? Why didn't my parents love me? I'm not worth anything. My own parents didn't want me. My own mother didn't want me. Well, that's not the case. Your mom was probably on drugs. Your daddy was probably on drugs. Your mom was probably a criminal. Your dad was probably a criminal. Or they just wasn't mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually able to nurture you and take care of you and and put you in a good environment to where you can live up to your full potential, or that you can, be who the divine wanted you to be, right? So the divine had to take you away from those parents. The divine had to take you away from that family to put you in a good environment that can nurture you. Yes, I know it hurts. That's one of the major rejections that people deal with today, that it's very difficult to deal with. It's very difficult to get over. But like I said, it's all about perspective. That parent wasn't good for you. Yes, I know that's your biological parent, but at the end of the day, they were going to destroy your life. You were going to end up being a criminal. You was going to end up being addicted to drugs. You was going to end up just being not who you were supposed to be. Right? You was going to end up having a lack mind state. You was going to end up having a poverty mind state. You was going to end up just not good. So the divine had to take you out of that situation and put you in another situation. So that rejection was protection. Right? But I know it hurts, but it's all about perspective. Right? What else? And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to make a quick, video about, rejection, because I know a lot of us deal with rejection differently. But like I said, rejection is all about protection. Imagine if, President Obama and Nicki Minaj was in a relationship. Would that match? That doesn't match, right? So that person that you're coveting, that relationship that you're coveting is not good, the best relationship for your highest self. The divine knows where it's sending you. The divine knows your destination, and this person is not good for you. They're not going to look good beside you. They're not going to look where you're going. This person cannot come, right? These people cannot come. Your family cannot come. So it's going to seem like rejection, but it's actually protection to get you to where you need to go. Because these people are not vibrating on the level that you're vibrating on. These people do not have the purpose that you have. These people have not taken their rejection in life and dealt with it properly. They allowed it to attack them. They allowed it to attack their self-esteem. They allowed it to attack their self-value. They allowed it to attack their self-worth. Instead of using it to become better, to build their character, to get thicker skin, to know what is good for you and know what's not good for you. It's a silver lining in every situation. It's always a silver lining in every situation. So, for my people out there that has been dealing with rejection for a long time, look at it and think about, why were you really rejected? Was this really good for you? Was this person really good for you? And really analyze it and really think to yourself, where would I be if I actually was in this relationship? Right? And I'm not saying that, sometimes, like, even with friends, right? Friendship. Like the divine will break up a friendship because the divine knows that this friend or these friends are not good for you. Like, for example, when I was in high school, I had this friend, and I had these friends, right? And in high school, I was a man. I was a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I was funny. I was doing my thing. But these are the friends that I resonated with at the time. But they wasn't my real friends, because in high school, I pretty much made the AB honor roll my whole life. I was in sports my whole life. I had a bright future ahead. I was going to go to college and everything. But my senior year, these so-called friends that I had, all my friends smoke and drink. I didn't smoke or drink until my senior year after football season. I figured, well, hell, shit, high school is coming to an end. I done did my thing. Now I'm finna enjoy myself, right? So the first time that I smoked was actually, my senior year in high school after football season. But if I had real true friends, if they was true friends, they would have been like, nah, Reggie, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. I don't think you should do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, smoking is just like, not saying that smoking is bad, but smoking can be bad. Smoking can get you off track. Smoking can make you lazy. Smoking can make situations smoking can make you not care about situations, not care about the things that you need to do, So, long story short, I ended up smoking at this party. My girlfriend had a party. I went to the party and I ended up smoking. It was like a 5, and it was crazy. This was my first time, right? And it was crazy because it was like 5 blunt rotation. So afterwards, it was just like the scene off Friday. I was Craig off Friday. I'm talking about, I was like, yo, I feel my heart beating. I was eating Chex Mix, and the Chex Mix, when I was swallowing it felt like it was getting stuck in my throat. And then, I was getting hot. So when I got up, I forgot I had all the Chex Mix and the napkin on my lap, and the Chex Mix just everywhere, all over the floor. So everybody laughing at me because I'm looking like a goofy. I'm looking like a goofy, right? And I didn't even like it. I said, I'm never doing this again. I'm never smoking weed again. I will never do this again. I did not like the way I was feeling. But I kept hanging around those friends because they were my friends at the time. And so I eventually started to like it. And what happened was, once I started to like it, it was senior year. What me and my friends would do, we'll just, instead of going to class, we'll just go in the student parking lot and just smoke weed all day and go to all the lunches, holler at the girls, go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? So when it was time to graduate, I wasn't even able to graduate because I had missed too many days in my classes. So you know how embarrassing that was? I wasn't even able to graduate. And that's because these friends was not for me. These friends steered me down. Now, I'm not blaming it on them because I was my own man. But like I said, at that time, I was protected. See, most of my friends came from broken homes. They didn't have their mother and their father. I had my mother and my father, so I was really protected and shielded from some of the things that my friends wasn't. My friends seen some things that I didn't see. My friends had to go through some things that I didn't have to go through because at that time, for pretty much my whole life, my parents didn't even get divorced until I was like a freshman in college. So, but before then, my whole life, my parents were together. I was raised by my mother and my father. So, during this time, with my friends, we'll be out partying and my pops will be blowing up my phone. My pops will be blowing my phone up because it'll be late. It's like 2 a.m. I'm not at the crib. I'm only 17 years old. He's trying to figure out where the hell I'm at. See, it didn't matter for them to be out late. It didn't matter for them to be partying and out late and smoking and shit like that. But my parents wanted something better for me. Right? And I felt like they just didn't want me to have fun. I felt like they, you know what I'm saying? They was just, angry. But they knew exactly what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I wasn't able to graduate. I had to reclass and go to a private school, and play football for another year. You know how embarrassing that is? When everybody looked at you as like, and not saying that you don't make mistakes in life. Yes, you make mistakes for life and you learn from it. And I had to learn from that mistake. I had to learn that these people was not for me. These people steered me down the wrong road. And so sometimes the divine doesn't even allow those people to steer your ass down the wrong road because they know you might not even recover if they allow this relationship to happen, if they allow you to be friends with these people. A lot of us, and it was crazy because one of the friends that I had later on, he ended up eventually trying to get my brother to sell drugs for him. And this was a narcissist. So this is the type of person, I remember when we was, you know, I have like maybe 100 or 50, he might have 10s and 20s. He would want to give me his change so he can have like big face 100s or big face 50s. Some shallow, egotistical shit, which I should have realized then. But see, me, I'm a Taurus, so I'm caring and I'm honest, and you know, I'm a loyal person, so I don't try to deceive people. I don't try to get over on people. You know what I'm saying? I just try to help people. I just love people. But you know, and this friend, something in my spirit told me that this friend was not good for me. This was not a good friend. But we had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? You know how you is in high school with your homies. You have a lot of fun going to parties and, you know, going on dates with girls and things like that. But I didn't realize his true character until, you know, later on. You know what I'm saying? So when I found out he was trying to have my brother sell drugs, and my brother was a freshman in culinary art school, I called him like, yo, what's good, bro? I would never have your brother out here selling drugs for me or trying to make money off your little brother. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? So the divine had to reject me from that relationship because the divine knew that if I kept being friends with this person right here, my life was going to go down the wrong path and I never was going to get to where I needed to go, right? So, you know, that's just a little lesson on rejection. If you get rejected from that relationship, you get rejected from that job, you get rejected from that, you know, that loan company, you know, you get rejected from that audition. You know, look at it. Have a perspective about it. Was this really for you? Was this truly for you? And if it was, what do I need to do in order to improve my chances the next time? But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video, you know what I'm saying, about rejection. The rejection is actually protection from the divine. So don't allow it to make you bitter. Don't allow it to make you angry. Don't allow it to, you know, attack your self-esteem. Look at it objectively. Look at it with a logical mind. Get better from it, all right? But anyway, it's your boy, Reggie with the Light, where I give you inspiration, motivation, encouragement, and upliftment, and I give you a whole bunch of light. But anyway, thank you for watching another episode of Narrowminded. It's your boy, Reggie with the Light. I'm out.